Satsang Dharma. Dharma, there's rules everywhere. Oh, creation is nothing but rules and laws, dharmas, and control and govern and regulate everything in existence. It's a very conscious, intelligently designed creation. And if you play by the rules, you'll be happy, and if you don't, you won't. So we need to explain what Satsang Dharma is, what the rules are, for your edification and appreciation. We're not going to put you in a hot seat in front and ask you to spill your psychological guts for us. So you don't need to worry about that, like the modern teachers do. But we just have certain rules. This Vedanta, this teaching, is a communication. It's, I'm not raining down the truth on you. That doesn't work that way. This is a communication. You have to participate, and I have to participate. We're equal in this thing, in this communication. And this teaching, Vedanta, is a very provocative teaching. It's, we're not trying to make you happy, okay? You need to understand that. We're not trying to please you and make you feel good. That's not the job here. Normally, everybody goes to these things and they just want a nice experience to feel good. You come away and say, oh, that's lovely, I got high. It's not like that. You will get high, you will have nice experience, but you'll also be provoked. We will say things that will irritate you, for sure, that will confuse you. That's the way the truth is. The truth is like that. And so you will have, first of all, don't blame me, okay? If you hear something you don't like, don't blame me. It's part of the tradition, the Dharma of our tradition, to look at ideas critically and see if they actually make sense. Most of us come to this spiritual world from the spiritual world. We've picked up all kinds of ideas, some of them very good ideas, some of them the truth, and a lot of them are nonsense. And we often believe everything we hear. Just because some guru sits up there and looks good, talks nice and makes you feel good, whatever comes out of their mouth isn't necessarily the truth. And you may not know that when you start. So you often swallow a lot of ignorance along with the truth. And we need to be very, very careful and rigorous when we complain, when we criticize. We're not mindlessly criticizing because we don't like something or we like something. We will give you the reason why a particular idea, right, isn't suitable for liberation. We will explain to you very carefully. You'll see there'll be a logic to it. It's nothing personal. People get irritated at me because they think I've got some prejudice against certain things and so forth and so on. I have some biases, I have some opinions, but you will know what they are and I will tell you they're my personal opinion. Understand? So, when you listen, this is a very difficult, and this is your duty, your dharma. And it's a difficult thing to do. I'm not saying it's easy. Because what we're saying is provocative. It means what? It just makes you think. We're here to stimulate your thinking. We're not here to get you to stop thinking or transcend your thinking or anything of the sort. We're here to make you think clearly about who you are, about what the nature of reality is. So it's very difficult to listen with an open mind. Zen mind, beginner's mind. You may have heard that statement. It's because when somebody's speaking, it doesn't matter, not just here, but anywhere. When somebody's speaking, usually you have formulated your response before they've even finished speaking. You have already decided what you're going to say. In fact, you can't wait until they stop speaking to say what you want to say. It's where so many arguments and problems come in relationships with people. Because you'll hear a word, and that word will trigger something in your subconscious mind. And immediately you will respond without thinking. It's just normal. And so to listen clearly, to listen carefully, this is the hard part for you. For listen carefully, you need to be able to observe your mind and set aside your reaction. That's not so easy. Because if you're reacting to something, you're not going to hear the whole teaching. There's a logic to every one of these teachings, a perfect logic. If you react at this level, by the time we get to this level, your mind will be so disturbed you won't understand, and then you'll say you're confused. Or you'll want to argue with me about it. Happens all the time. So it's very difficult to just set aside your beliefs, your opinions, and what you think is your knowledge. Knowledge is very, very tricky business. Ignorance can look just like knowledge. And you can think, oh, I know so much and I'm firmly convinced it's like this, and you can be dead wrong. It's easy to mistake knowledge for ignorance and ignorance for knowledge. It's easy to confuse the two. So, now we're not saying that you have to and you couldn't do it anyway even if you wanted to, throw out all of your beliefs and opinions instantly and then be always open and just listen to the truth and be happy and get the enlightenment right away. There are some people like that. Their minds are already peaceful and they hear the truth and it goes in and that's it. But that's very, very rare because they cleaned their minds before they hear the teaching. Their mind is already pure and peaceful. They're already present and open and aware. And they know the value of knowledge. So when they hear it, boom, it's just the lights go on. And they understand who they are. But that's extremely rare. Most people come, they still have these beliefs and opinions, these prejudices, biases. If you go Google Wikipedia and you go there and you type in heuristics and biases, you'll see there are 92 biases, prejudices, right, in the human mind, in the subconscious human mind. It's all listed. The psychologists have listed them all. You'd be astounded at how many prejudices and beliefs we have. And if those things are operating when you hear this teaching, you're not going to hear the teaching. You're going to hear what you think the teaching is. You're going to interpret the teaching in light of what you know. And that's not going to work. Because if you knew who you were, you wouldn't be sitting here. It's not going to work. You have to... That's how we do it, isn't it? You hear something, and then you try to fit what you hear into what you believe or think or feel. That's how it works. If what you believe or think or feel is ignorance, then what are you going to do? You're just going to incorporate what you hear into your ignorance. You're going to find a way to accommodate or reject what you've heard. And that's not going to work. It's not going to work. So what we're saying is this. What we're asking you is this. Put your prejudices and beliefs aside. You just listen. I'll do the work. Just listen clearly. And then, after you've heard the teaching, then you can take your stuff, and what should you do then? If you understand the value of what we're saying, then you should look at what? At what you think and feel and believe in light of what you've heard, and what? Reject those aspects of your thinking that what? Don't conform to what? The truth. And retain those aspects of your thinking that do. We're not saying you're totally ignorant. We're not saying you're totally wise. We're saying that for all human beings there's a mixture of knowledge and ignorance. And we're not clear what is knowledge and what ignorance is. So we're always confused. If you confuse knowledge and ignorance, you will, if you don't know what knowledge is and what ignorance is, you'll always be confused in life. You'll always be wondering, what should I do? Who am I? Where should I go? What's happening? So forth and so on. Enlightenment or freedom is simply knowing the difference between what's knowledge and what is ignorance. We don't have to give you an experience of yourself. We don't have to prove that you're non-dual, limitless, ordinary, actionless awareness, because it's a self-evident fact that you are awareness. We can show you that. We don't have to do any of those things. That's not our job. My job is what? To help you to think clearly using this teaching. This is a teaching that's been around for thousands of years and works. The reason it's around for thousands of years is because what? Because it does work. That's why it survived. It's not a modern teaching. There's no anything that just comes up, you better be suspicious. Anything that just appears will probably disappear later on. This teaching is eternal. It doesn't change. It's worked for thousands of years. See? So, your job is what? It's just to listen. And then the work begins. Then the discrimination begins between what? Between the truth and ignorance. What you believe to be true, what you think is true, and what is actually true about yourself. So, that's a big job. I understand. I went through it. The reason I'm sitting here is because I went through it. And I know what it is, and I think I can help you or show you how to discriminate. How to clear your mind and experience and know who you really are. So that's your job. My job is what? To teach Vedanta. You need to understand that what I'm teaching you has nothing to do with me personally. Okay? If you have a teacher that says that this is his or her personal experience, the red light should go on. Beep, 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 beep. You know, like these irritating phones and things in your car. You know, every time you get in your car, things start beeping. Beep, 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 beep. You know, when somebody tells you that this teaching is their own personal experience, immediately become alert and aware and begin to doubt them, question them, because human beings always have an agenda. They always want something. They're always trying to convince you of something, to sell you something. They've always got something. It may be very clever and very subtle, you won't see it. Usually it is. These spiritual people are very clever. Believe me. So you need to be very... This teaching is not my teaching. People say, oh, your wonderful teaching, blah, blah, blah. It's not my teaching. I can't feel great because you get high from this teaching, because it's not my teaching. It's my duty. See, my Dharma, my duty is what? To follow the rules of the tradition. If I don't follow the rules of the tradition, I'm not teaching Vedanta. I'm not doing my job. It's not up to me. I am teaching a method. Vedanta is a method of what? Of knowledge. A means or a method of knowledge. And so I have to follow that. And if you just relax and take it easy, you let this method of knowledge work on you, I guarantee you will be happy. It works that way. So your job is to listen without prejudice. Later on, then you can get all of your opinions and beliefs and you can look at them in light of what you've heard. And my job is to just stick to my job, which is what? To teach Vedanta. It's all laid out. It's scripture-based. We have a scripture. The scriptures tonight or this weekend is the Bhagavad Gita. It's one of the three main, not me, as I said, this is a scripture. It's a proven text that's worked for liberating people for a long time. It's impersonal. Vedanta is very interesting. It's a Sanskrit tradition. The language Sanskrit is what? Is for the purpose of revealing self-knowledge. It's not a worldly language. The reason it evolved was what? Was to teach the nature of consciousness, the nature of reality. So, this scripture is what? Is written, is in Sanskrit. It's all translated properly. I'll make it clear in English. And I will, throughout the text, throughout the teaching, make a reference to this. We will read the verses, but I will sometimes use Sanskrit words just not to impress you, okay? I'm not a Sanskrit scholar. I know enough Sanskrit to get by. But I'm not a Sanskrit scholar. Now, I'm not trying to impress you. Oh, he's very wise. He knows the Sanskrit. He must blah, blah, blah. But just to refer what? To the fact that this knowledge comes from this tradition. That's all. That's just the purpose. So that you have a way to check up on me. I want you to think critically. Just because I say it, don't swallow it either. We're going to have a checkup. That's why we have a scripture. The scripture will allow you, if you understand the scripture, study it and are taught it properly, you can check up on the guru to see if the guru is teaching properly. We want you in charge here. We want you in control. I don't want to be in control. I don't want to enlighten you. I haven't got anything invested in this. I just love this. It worked for me, and it's worked for thousands of people. If you want to get on the website, you can read some testimonials. You'll see that even today, many people, through this means of knowledge, have been able to set themselves free to change and transform their lives, right? Simply by listening and applying this knowledge to themselves. So it's up to you. We'll help you to gain this knowledge, and then it's up to you to apply it. I can't just give you some magical zap, and tell you you're enlightened and send you off to do, now be happy or whatever. It's hard work. It's difficult. It's hard work. And you'll only really be rewarded with something. These days, everybody wants it easy. We're also spoiled and entitled and lazy. We think, oh, it should, because everywhere you go, people are trying to please you and make it easy. Why? Because they want to get something out of you. They want to get. So we've gotten sloppy and lazy in our thinking, and we want things easy. But it really isn't that easy. It's easy if you're prepared and you understand the value of what we're saying, but it's going to be difficult too, because we have a lot of ingrained beliefs and prejudices and so forth that are holding us back spiritually. And so you got to do the work. But we'll give you the tools so that what you can do this work. Mind you, it really works.